Hi, my name's Ed Malek of the law firm of Malek Malek, and I'd like to speak to you briefly about another case which I've come into contact with. And these are the facts, essential facts of the case itself. In this particular apartment complex, the owner of the animal, of the rescue animal, so to speak, was a handicapped person, unfortunately. This rescue animal was a small dog and particularly vicious. Um, in essence, um, claims had been made against the owner of this particular animal, the dog owner who was handicapped, when another individual tried to pet the dog itself. And basically, the dog badly bit that other person. However, in the later situations, this particular dog was in the presence of the handicapped person who allowed the dog, threw down the leash, or allowed the dog to pull away from the leash and attack another person about 10 feet away. Now, or more. And the person that was attacked by this particular dog, um, the owner of the animal, the handicapped person, unfortunately stated uh, that the dog was in their area of defense, or that the person had tormented or teased the animal itself. Entirely not true. The animal had actually pulled away, even though it was a handicapped dog, had pulled away and attacked this particular person. And this was not the first attack by this particular animal. Now, the apartment complex had permitted this individual to reside in this residence, knowing the dog's vicious nature, even though the person who owned the handicapped person had particular clearance to own the handicapped dog, and pretty much was to be allowed to live in the residence. But the allowance, permission, and protection uh, given to the owner of the apartment complex, having known about several other bites by the same animal, certainly should not and probably will not be afforded a defense to the claim against the owner of the apartment complex. Certainly, a handicapped person does not have adequate money, probably does not have insurance to cover this animal, and the apartment complex should have more than adequate insurance to cover the attack victim. The attack victim was badly bitten but suffered other injuries as a result of the attack when she tried to pull away from the animal itself. So you have to be. So where we will be proceeding, there's proceedings going against the apartment complex as the harbor of the dog, because the dog's attack occurred in a common area, not in the apartment. Apartment was rented by this particular handicapped person, but in the common area owned by the apartment complex. This is why an attorney can proceed against the apartment complex themselves, and more than likely than not, there would be more than adequate insurance to cover the injuries sustained to the individual that was attacked. Um, Thank you.